never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.
Namaste! Grand Rising, big cat. Welcome or welcome back. Come in. Come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Big cat wave. Let's dive in, darling dears, and unpack and see what energies are circulating in the hemispheres. Okay, we're going to lead with the... Let me turn down the music a bit so you can hear me properly. We're going to lead with the dice. Oh, good golly and gosh, the 1 and the 3 came out in the water sign reading. Go and watch that. It's got a message for you. So you have to make a major decision, darling dears, but the major decision will not or must not be made. Well, you get to choose or choose not, darling dear. Don't make a major move until after the next new moon. That will be on the 11th of January. It will be a new moon in Capricorn. It's a time for setting your goals. And it's about setting your goals, your intentions, initiating the plans. Focus on your long-term ambitions, darling dears. But the one is don't make any major moves until after the next new moon. The 3 is about conflict. There's a lot of tongue wagging going on about you, darling dears. Yeah, the 1 means you. Yeah, you. Put that biscuit down and listen to what I'm saying, right? Yeah. There's a lot of arguments, but it's other energies recognizing the direction or the direction that your life is taking, that it's about to change. I'm feeling as though, because the number 1 itself is about new beginnings. It's about your independence. It speaks about stepping into a leadership role. The Uranus, because the number 1 in numerology is ruled by the Sun in Uranus. Pardon me, that was a spiritual belch because I speaks the truth. Roof, pinkies up, 222 on the counter. And it's confirmation that you're on the right path, darling dears. Something is about to change in a major way. And it's going to set the pigeon, or is it the chicken heads, right, in a frenzy. Yes. All of this and that, darling dear. I believe that it would be best for you to conduct yourself in a diplomatic manner. Don't get into tongue wrestling with the feeble-minded. Use what? Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. Your shapely back. Law 16 of the 48 laws of power. Let them argue amongst themselves. Matter of fact, they can add things to it. You couldn't give a good golly or a gosh. You're about to make a major move, or your life is about to take a major turn sometime around the 11th of January, leading up to the 20th of January, where Pluto will be going into Aquarius for the next 19 years. This is a generational planet, so it's big societal changes, darling dears, and power shifts and dynamics. You're about to boss up on some bitches and bitches. Don't tell anyone, bestie. The move in silence champion is a big cat. Yeah, love it. I don't hate it. The energy of a 1 and a 3 speaks about a successful business trip. You're going to take a trip, darling dears. Yes, it speaks about travel. Why? Because the 1 is also represented by the magician in tarot. Magician is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury rules what? Short journeys as well as siblings. So it could be siblings that's tongue wrestling about you, darling dear. All up in arms about your business. Good golly and gosh. It also represents distant relatives, family members, darling dears. You are the talk of the town. People are talking about your habits, your behaviors. They're trying to argue amongst themselves about how you think, how you move. Good golly and gosh. You are in the spotlight, darling dears, and there's a lot of conflict and confusion at your back. On the life path, you could be a life path 3. Your birthday could be the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th, or it's going to be a significant date for you, darling dears, or it could be a door number. It speaks about you being an artist with your work, darling. There's something that you do artistically, and Uranus energy could be online because Uranus rules technology, darling. There's good golly and gosh. Uranus rules Aquarius, so it's about groups. Groups could be watching you online, but you're about to boss up in a major way, darling. There's good golly. If they were mad before, yeah, with any luck, they'll stamp their foot like Rumpelstiltskin and it won't be seen again. Well, not by you, because what do? You practice East Island and Stevie Wonder. When you're out and about, you wear your darkest glass, darling. There's the darkest ones. And you lead with nostrils in the air. You didn't see anyone. Ha ha! The number 3, your best days will be Sunday as well as Thursday, and the letters C, L, and U are going to be important. It could be the initial of your name or someone significant coming towards you because a business trip. Yeah, okay then. Business trip could be an interview, darling dears. It could be to get a loan. The business trip could be what you're doing online because of the Uranus energy. It's about expansion. Why? Because the number 3 on the life path is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter rules expansion. It speaks about your philosophical ideas. Somebody's also going to be publishing a book. I just heard that. But Jupiter's also about learning as well as teaching. This is also travel, darling dears, long distance travel. Yeah, you're setting up to be moving to the groove and the beat of the universe, darling dears. And people are mad. They're mad. Hey, that's their business, blood. Couldn't care less. Fiddle-dee-dee. They can't catch thee. Nope, and nope again, darling dears. All right. Have we said enough? No. The energy of the 4, darling dears. The 4 is about manifestation mode. It's about you creating a structure or building a stable foundation, darling dears. Some of you will be assuming a position of leadership, as I already said, darling dears. In a school, a job, a community, a platform. You're about to come out on top, darling dears. All of that blood, sweat and tears you did on the solo dolo, like the boys or girls on the pole, it's about to pay off in a big way. Jupiter comes with abundance and luck, darling dears, as well as justice and freedom to do what you want to do. Somebody's having an issue with their thighs or their feet, maybe even their womb, their liver, or the semen, darling dears, childbearing. All right. Yeah. Okay. What else can I tell you? Yeah, we had the letters C, L, and U for the number 3, but Jupiter also rules C, G, L, and S. So you've got C coming out twice, darling dear. So someone with an initial C in their name is going to come out on top, as well as the letters C, G, L, S, and C, L, U. All right, mark that on your almanac, darling dears. We got the 2 energy. High Priestess, move in silence, darling dears. Talk to yourself. Go within. But someone's big mad. They're big mad. Oh, wow. All right, let's get some quick intuitive cards and see what's going on. Why are they so mad? They mad. Let's go with the green for envy. What's wrong with them? These shepherds of the devil, the most diligent workers. All they want. Why are they mad? Fake identity, darling dears. They can't live their true self. They even if you're doing something online or in a business, you've got certain mannerisms around you, darling dears. They've even started to adopt your manner. Listen, your haters want to know if you're hiring. Yeah. And they're using fake ID to watch you online, darling dears. Yeah. What did I say? They're getting readings on you, darling dears. Readings. And all while you're minding your own business. Why? Because you are the moving silence champion. You're getting this fresh start in their face. Yeah, suckers. It's going to be a new beginning, right? Clearance, darling. And you're moving with a clear conscience. You're leaving it behind you. Like the past, darling dears, is going to be like a ponytail behind you. You're starting, darling dears. And again, we see the 1. It says square 1, but 1, the energy of the 1 already came upon the dice. This is a new beginning, something that you initiated. Maybe you are into the divination. Maybe you read, darling dears. Maybe you're an intuitive reader, but your shiznai is about to take off. Remember the letters C, G, L, S, and C, L, and U. All right. Remember I told you that. They mad, right? Oh, Baron. So we said the semen, didn't we? And we said the womb. Somebody's having an issue with being able to get pregnant or carry a pregnancy, darling dear. Woo, child. And not only that, their ideas, all their infinite possibilities are barren. This is what? They're going through major tower moments. Listen, Hellfire and Powder House know their address, says God. They've been beefing with God. Listen, when you're chosen, darling dears, you don't have to fight any battles. You leave it to the Most High, you give it to God, right? And then go and get great. Yeah, this person or people are thieves. They're pilferers, cut purses, what? Porch climbers, bandits, and a clip. A thief of everything, darling dears. This is why you must give them the Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. You ignore them. Ignore them big time, darling dears, and don't bring anyone back, right? What's that? Proverbs 29:11, darling dears, is hold your gangster, right? The 29th law from the 48 laws of power is telling you to what? Plan all the way to the end. Plan all the way to the end. You're doing the what? The Wendy Williams, darling dears. She planned. Yeah, look, moving silence champion. There's a thief, right? Someone who you don't speak to who's barren. Their ideas are barren. They've got a barren heart. They use divination to find out about you. Yeah, you was a grade A supply to them, darling dears, until your cut-off game became surgical. Why? Father told you to leave them alone, put them down. Let them go through whatever catastrophes they're making for themselves. They're getting up to shenanigans, darling dears, and they're mad. Listen, if they was mad before, they're going to have to call a mad doctor to help them with their madness. They mad. Let's get the pink for your heart, darling dear. You've got all the heart. Heart also means bravery and courage. Moving forward, darling dears, even though you weren't sure to get away from these dark times, you bossed up on Mitches and bitches, and some of you are about to. Remember, I told you that, right? Yeah. Spilling the tea, darling dears. Yeah, what did I say? Didn't I say there's a lot of gossip going on? People try to bring you down from their mud hut, which is low, 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 low. Miss me with the bull swanky. Yep. The cards don't play today, darling dears. Yeah. Miss you with the bull swanky. They're using fake IDs to watch what's going on, right? If you was in a marriage, you was with what a bottom feeder whose ambitions were barren, except when it was picking on you. You was a single parent in that marriage. This thief of your time and your what? Elasticity. Don't even let me bring the rest of that up, darling dears, right? It's a karmic lesson for you to learn, darling dears. And in order to learn and overcome the lesson is, number one, have the memory of an elephant, just like the elephant that murked the lady twice in India. Yes, yes, yes. But to actually learn, not go back to a situation that broke you, right? You cut off family members. Didn't I just say it's family members? Did you like it? Did you like what you've got going on? Well, guess what? You're about to make a major move. When God shows up, a blessing is on its way, darling dears. Let's get another planetary energy up in this shiznai. Yep, Saturn with the rules and the regulations as well as the rewards. Saturn rules Capricorn as well as Aquarius energy, darling dears. Saturn is the father of time. So it's something that you've been working on for some time, darling dears. Something that you possibly had to move in silence. Why? You was around fake people with their fake faces and their what? Their forked tongue, darling dear. The tongue that licks the crevice of the devil's balls, darling dears. You was grade A supply to them. As long as you weren't doing better than them, darling dear. These people or this person is watching you with a fake ID online. Remember I told you that? Well, they're going to watch you jump from square one, right, to infinity and beyond. Posh, clap. How dare they? How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? Let's get one more deck. Let's go with the yellow. Spilling the tea. This is outrageous, blood. Let them talk anyway, right? It's because they're proper worried about your trajectory, darling dears. They didn't think what you was doing on the quiet, on your own, listening to the Most High, right? as you was what? Taking on the brunt of this karmic lesson. Yeah, the DNS, darling dears, the dark night of the soul. Just saw 144 in the counter. The chosen are assembled. They're proper worried about you, right? Yeah, STD. Somebody's possibly worried about a STD, or they saw you as STD. What's that something to do, darling dears? Yeah, they're proper worried because they've got no control of you, darling dears. Something that happened in the autumn months. Because the autumn months is September, October, and November. Something happened in the autumn months, darling dears. Bestie, make a wish and tell no one but the universe, darling dears. This is the blank card of infinite possibility. Doesn't come out often, darling dear. A new beginning is being what? Brought forward for you. Saturn energy. This is a reward. Saturn also speaks about the discipline you employed, darling dears, during extreme times where you had limitations. Could be financial. There was restrictions, darling dears. Or maybe somebody put a restriction on you, tried to cause you the tower moment. Yeah. By what? Putting your finances in a headlock. Possibly because is there progeny involved? Is it going to come up? Not having it, blood. Listen, you're not having it. You're not having it. Or they thought about it as far as you was concerned. Yeah, they didn't want to give over some finances. Well, Saturn comes with the regulations, darling dears. Treat people how you want to be treated. Yeah. A secret. Somebody's revealing a secret, darling dears. A gloomy secret. Something that happened to you, darling dears. They're talking about this. They're using this, but they don't realize that with the Saturn energy here, they're bringing more and more punishment on themselves, darling dears. And Saturn takes what? 2.5 years to transit as an astrological house. So whatever they're doing, darling, there's all of this nastiness. They're going to be under the thumb, mate, going through the karma and the consequences, repercussions of their actions. Let's see if they're going to learn this karmic lesson. You was a single parent in that family, darling dear. A single parent in that family, in that marriage. Family Freudian slip meant to come out, right? Didn't touch me. Listen, you don't want their hands on you. You don't know where it's been. But good golly and gosh, it make me want to vomit in my mouth. No. So you're about to boss up in a big way. They're getting readings on you, darling dears, trying to ascertain. Maybe you're a reader, but something significant happened in the autumn months. September, October, and November. All right. Let's press on at a hot trot. What do your ancestors think about this? Right? These people that are what? Chopping it up about you, darling dears. But they ain't seen nothing yet. We're going to use these gods and goddesses. They ain't seen nothing yet. How dare they? They need to stop using the fake IDs, black. These gang stalking, monitoring spirits. Eagle. Yeah. This is telling you, darling dears, to drop down and get your eagle on. See the situation. Look at the bigger picture, darling dears. It's a time for you to what? Reap what you sowed. See from a higher perspective. I can't make it up. Let's quickly look at the meaning. Hold on, I'm going to get the eagle. See what's on the base of the deck. Mirror Guardian. Listen, black tourmaline or black obsidian crystal. Go and watch the water sign read, right? I'm going to put it up. It's going to come out tomorrow as well. I mean, yeah, watch that read. Because I mentioned the crystals. Mirror Guardian. You're being told to what? Guard your mirrors, especially if the mirror is in your boudoir, darling dears. Black obsidian crystal or black tourmaline next to the mirror. Why? Mirrors are portals, darling dears. People can send bad juju to you through a mirror. Remember, I told you that. You can just drop down. It says take time to what? Reflect. You took time to reflect, darling dears, on your shadow side. You've done the work. This is why you got the blank card of infinite possibilities and you're getting a new direction. Didn't I just say your path is about to change? A dramatic change. All right, let's get the book. We're going to go with the eagle because that was the first one that came out. The eagle is on page 124. Okay, 1, 2, and 4. That is the number 7. The numerology of the 7 speaks about, it's a highly spiritual number, darling dears. And the number 7 represents in the aspects, the planetary aspects, represents a semi-sextile, darling dear. That means that it's a neighbor. It's a neighboring houses, astrological houses, 30 degrees apart. So the 7 is telling you about some healing and transformation is going on for you. The 7 is ruled by the moon. So it's about your intuition, your discernment, but it's also about your relationships. It's about management of your emotions. And the majority of people that are talking about you are female energy because the moon represents the mother. The females are chatting it up. Well, it could be a Mitch, bitch, or a bitch, Mitch. I told you, we can't tell, right? We can't tell. Chicken head is chicken head, right? For you to screenshot and peruse at your leisure. Yeah, how about that? Okay. The meaning. Look at things from a different angle. Fly higher and see new possibilities. In animal medicine, both Native American and Celtic, the eagle draws his power and strength from the sun. He is powerful, strong, and courageous. He approaches all things with intelligence, grace, and poise, and has the capacity to make a plan from a higher space before putting it into action. Okay, extended message. Eagle medicine swirls around you, encouraging you to recognize that your views or vision may be limited at this time. Is there a chance that your own desperation, needs, or ego could be blocking you from seeing the potential in your current situation? If there are any other people involved, you are being guided to see things from everyone's perspective. Yeah, well, I'm not reading anymore. If you want to read more, read it for yourself, darling dears. But it's about you seeing the broader perspective of what's going on, darling dear. And if you put yourself into their shoes, you'll turn into a pillar of salt, like Salt Bay, darling dear. Salt Bay. Protect yourself. You've done shadow work and you're about to get a reward. You're about to boss up in their face, darling dears. Them don't like it. Anybody but you, big cat. Anybody but you. Let's use the Light Seer Tarot. Hangman, different perspective. Again, see it from a different perspective. Because we saw the Saturn energy. The Saturn speaks about something that you've been working hard towards. This is about doing the due diligence, being focused, learning discipline. Yeah, Hangman is water as well as Neptune energy, darling dears. This is a prophecy on your life, darling dears. Or somebody prophesied in your life that you would be doing these things. You'd be on TV, you'd be writing books, you'd be publishing. We already spoke about the Jupiter of it all, darling dears. Jupiter represents publishing. Yeah. New beginning, darling dear. Your goals and your dreams, your ships are coming in. Your hard visions, darling dear. Your hard work and your visions are becoming what? One. Yeah. They're really mad. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. So why are they so mad? Oh. They don't wish you well emotionally, darling. These are emotionally manipulative people. 9 of Cups on its face also speaks about, because cups represent your heart, it represents your relationships, your emotions, darling dears. Yeah, they mad. They're so bad. They're like a stuck pig. Oink, oink and all that. Good golly and gosh. This speaks about they're mad as well because they see you fulfilling your dreams. 9 of Cups in the upright. And they are not fulfilling their own, darling dear. This also speaks about major selfishness, darling dears. These people are greedy, right? Even to their own self. This is mean people, darling dears. Emotional deficit, right? Look, is that a chest of money on its face? Listen, they've not gone after their dreams. This is why they're mad. And they're under judgment, darling dears. Good golly and gosh. The judgment also speaks about, again, you released yourself from that circle. Can you see you lifting up? You're daring to be whomsoever you want to be. You don't care if the spotlight is on you. You are being your true, authentic self. This is why they're so mad. Watch out. They're fit to be tied, darling dears. Yeah, they've got personality disorders. Judgment card also speaks about a return. They would like to return, and it could also be a visitation. Good God, you better mark yourself down and mark it down 10, darling dears. Get your security cameras buffed up. They would like to come back for more. More of what? Using you, darling dears. to ignore you, to give you no emotional fulfillment. Guess what? Well, 2024 is the season, right? Where you're looking to see what do people pour into the relationship. What do they bring to the table? It doesn't have to be money, right? It could be good conversation. It could be learned conversation. It could be learning things together, right? Great minds discuss ideas, right? Feeble-minded ones like this talk about people. Others could be as much as 9 people that are under some serious judgment. This is a karma card, darling dears. Yeah, they're sitting at the bottom of their unfulfilled dreams and putting all that energy on you. Knight of Pentacles, darling dears. This was a long time coming. Yeah, you had to get over the disappointment and disillusion of the situation. This is about you nurturing unto yourself. This is also, you have to understand that you will have a foot in both worlds, darling dears. Anything that you focus on will grow, but it will take time. Why? Because you need that time to what? Number one, recuperate mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. But it's also for you to learn the lesson of what you've been through before. The groups of people that you was around before. It's about you learning, darling dears. You were sat down by the Most High. You had to sit down, right? So you could learn these things. And understand the lesson. Page of Swords. All right. Listen, Page of Wands. When we see 2 pages on the tableau, darling dears, this is conflict. They're arguing, darling dears. There's a lot of arguments. There's a lot of fights. Lots of contradicting words. They would like to argue with you, but you, whatever time you spent apart from these family members, these people that you saw as family, it could be friends, whatever time you spent away, darling dears, you spent it healing, you spent it getting focused, doing the due diligence, darling dears, being methodical, slow and steady, darling dears. Some of you feel disappointed because up till now, you didn't get the recognition that you wanted. But this is about you still, don't give up, darling dears, because you're going to give up right about just before you're about to be blessed. Don't give up. You keep going. Clarify this 9 of Cups on his face. These gossiping gossipers that don't like you, don't like the fact that you're living your authentic self. Yeah, look at this 5 of Cups. They don't like to guilt you out into a situation because they see you with your 2 of Cups. Listen, does this look like a happy? This don't look like no happy campers, mate. This looks like mud huttians. They're not happy, emotionally deficit, and they feel sorry, right? But it's about regret, not remorse. And there's a difference between Judas and Peter. Listen, your cutoff game had to be surgical. 10 of Swords, darling dears. Yeah. They're gossiping about you still. They're talking about it. They're still putting swords in your back. They ain't learned nothing. But yet, look at all of the birds, your higher self. It's all coming with you. When you left, it's like you took a power grid, your energy, darling dears. They manipulated your emotions. They saw that you was willing. They saw that you was the one that always came back, darling dear. May have taken you time to come back, but you always came back. Well, guess what? You got your Page of Sword era here, right? This is you being curious about new things. You've learned things, higher learning, Jupiter energy. But it's about something coming into fruition, darling dears. You've got some good news coming towards you, Page of Wands. They're mad. Mad. And yet they still talk about you. Look. Empress on her face, darling dears. This is people that I said they're living amongst their unfulfilled dreams, darling dears. While you're seeking what's seeking you under the Judgment card for this new beginning, Queen of Swords, delilah. They can't do you that same way again. Your back is to all of this. This is somebody who's bitter and twisted and somebody who's old enough to know better, darling dears. Yeah, their eyes are closed to their own faults. This person is a mother or a father. As I said, a Mitch bitch or a bitch Mitch. You know gender is fluid in tarot. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. You are creating true stability, darling dears, and you have the Tree of Life. With the Queen of Swords, this is about learning from the karmic lessons that was presented to you, darling dears. Realizing that you was dumbing down your intelligence around people. You're not doing that anymore. You had to downgrade your intellect so that you can speak to them. Was you speaking in 2 syllables like ook, ook, ug, ug? What's going on? Well, not anymore. You because the Queen of Swords, air energy, you're eloquent, darling dears. You're able to you're able to voice your thoughts, right? But this is not somebody who's bitter. This is somebody that's learned a karmic lesson, darling dears. This is why what you truly desire, what you truly deserve is being brought towards you. 10 of Pentacles is finances. Skrilla.com, Ten of Pentacles is recognition. Yep, you may be online, darling dears. You are a lyricist. The Queen of Swords knows how to talk it them things, blood. You have an excellent memory. Yep. And you're moving forward, but you're not moving forward bitter and twisted, because you know where you're going is nowhere near where you're coming from. What you're seeking is seeking you. Yeah. It took whatever you've been working on, it took time for it to come to fruition. Right? Hangman again. Oh my God. Divine sat you down because you had to see the bigger picture. You had to see that your energy was being wasted around these people or this person who's watching you, who's about to get mad, Rumpelstiltskin mad, where they stamp their foot. But they won't be disappearing. Well, they've already disappeared from your life. You said, be gone, shepherd of the devil. It was for you to learn new things. I'm seeing runestones here. I'm seeing a fellow world card, new beginning. I'm seeing Hagalaz, tower moment. There was a lot of tower moments, and they are experiencing a lot of moments which you're going to see, or you're going to witness, or you're going to hear, because there's always a merchant of slander, Jeremiah 9:40, on the balls of their feet, coming with the intel. But I believe that you're cutting out anything negative at this moment in time, because only small minds allow gossip to waste their energy on, darling dears. Law number 5, your reputation is everything moving forward, because you realize that you are no longer sacrificing yourself to situations that are emotionally deficit, and you as an empath taking on that energy, darling dears. No, you're coming out Queen of Swords styly, kicking like Jackie Chan. Hiya. Yeah. You had to see for yourself that you could work out situations solo dolo, like the boys or girls on the pole. You've got clarity, darling dears. And what did I say? You'll be serving nostrils if you so happen to have the misfortune of seeing them out there on this Malkuth, darling dears. You're not going to speak to them, because you realize that you, right, answer to no one that tried to hurt you on purpose. And they did. Who's this? Knight of Swords. Yeah. This goes to Two of Swords. You had to make a difficult decision. But when you weighed up the logic, darling dears, you did your EMC squared or whatever it is you did, darling dears, you realized the best thing for you was to head out. So you running towards your chariot, darling dears, your chariot of righteousness. Or it's you moving away quickly from a situation. And it also, the Knight of Swords also speaks about you moved away from heartbreak. 1, 2, 3 swords, 3 of Swords. You had to leave the heartbreak and betrayal away. You had to leave it and get away. Like Tinky Winky, you had to run away. And in some cases, you had to run away. You started to run away in your mind long before your actual physical run away went. You had many false starts of leaving this group of people behind, but you went back. But not anymore, mate, because you realized bitter, twisted, living amongst their unfulfilled dreams, hating on everyone. Yeah. Disappointment, darling dears. You're disappointing them with your skills, your gifts, your dreams, your wants. You are extremely articulate, darling dears. You are learning because you taught yourself many subjects. Look, you went from the page to the queen. You taught yourself, some of you are self-taught, maybe an organization here or there for the others, but you self-taught yourself something, darling dears. Could be legal. But there's a lot of reading, darling dears, a lot of typing. But then again, as I said, somebody even spend the time writing a book or many books. I wrote 2. Yeah. Clarify the 4 of Cups. They would like to make amends in a situation, right? Yeah, 10th Cup. They see you as their emotional alignment. But you've planted your seeds, and the seeds is right next to your block game, darling dear. You're planting your seeds in what? The Most High. You're listening to the Most High. Your intuition's where you're being guided, because you've got clarity now. Yeah. 2 sevens in juxtaposed, darling dears. We've got the Wands and the Pentacles. It's about your work. It's about your spiritual healing, darling dears. And it's about the rewards, as we already saw, that are coming towards you. We saw the Saturn energy, where you're going to be able to stand up again, darling dears. But in a big way, there could be as many as 9 people at your back, darling dears. Again, 9 and 9. 2 9s means what? Whatever they did, darling dears, it was a minor game. Why? Because they can't do it to you again. Listen, Your shapely back is firmly turned. You're no longer taking the temporary short stick. You was focused on your dreams, your goals, your spirituality or religion. Whatever your focus was on, it's opened up a window of opportunity for you, darling dears. And something major is coming towards you. Remember I told you that. This is the season of you reaping what you sowed, bestie. Clarify the Page of Swords by the Page of Cups, darling dears. Good golly and gosh. When we see three of them, this is gossips, arguing, and it fell right here. They're talking about you, darling dears. If you got progeny, they're on their lips as well, darling dears. And again, we see the Two of Swords, Two of Wands. Mind your business, blood, and drink your water. Let them say what they want to say. God's listening. It's not for your ears. You don't sit at these tables anymore. Yeah, lots of arguments. They're fighting amongst themselves, darling dears. And they're fake friends to each other. They are. Eight of Wands, darling dears. They're going to try and get some kind of message to you. Wheel of Fortune. This is to ask for some kind of handout. Because you've got skills, you've got gifts, and they believe that you are standing on the biggest pentacali of them all. Mind your business and drink your water. Leave the message unread. Leave that message unread. Wheel of Fortune is the change that you wanted in your life, bestie. What you initiated when you realized, listen, get thee behind me. Let's get some final messages. They're going to watch you boss up, darling dears. You took a leap of faith in a new direction. Five of Cups. You're no longer the emotions around it are no longer heavy, darling dears. You've given it to God. You're taking a leap of faith and it's a new beginning. Some of you will be meeting a new partner. You've got the Page of Wands, like I said, those gossip mongers, those backstabbers, and it also speaks about spell work being sent your way, darling dears, by the negative thoughts, the repeatedness of the negative thoughts and words by these manipulating people, darling dear. On the Page of Wands, yeah, moving forward. Like I said, you're not going to be answering any messages from them. And don't travel to meet them anywhere under any circumstances. Leave them where they are. Leave them unanswered. Put them on pause. You're going to get an 11-11 fade. What did I just say? Saturn's coming through with the rewards for you, darling dears. I'm seeing a party, an invitation. It could also be the celebration of a new business or your business being celebrated, darling dears. Something to do with a theme song. Yeah, people are seeing you from a different perspective. They're recognizing your gifts, darling dears. Yeah, this is why they're mad. This is why they're lying. This is why they have the fake identity and proper spying. Yeah, the hillbilly investigators. Nine of Wands. You're a spiritual warrior, darling. There's a spiritual gangster cat. What's this about? Temptation. There's Five of Swords. What else? And karma. You avoided karma from that situation, darling dears. This is good dharma for you. Judgment in the reverse. Yeah. They thought that you'd always be codependent on that situation until you found the Most High inside you, darling dears, and headed out, followed your own dreams, goals, and wisdom. Yeah. They're bitter, darling dears. They didn't like the separation. They're bitter. They want you back in that toxic cycle where nothing is going, you got nothing going for you. That's what they want. They want you as a thumber. You better resist with your everything. Continue to do your due diligence, darling dears, because you saw the blank card of infinite possibilities and blessings. Let's get a final deck. Then we're out of here to get great. Let's get the Kipper, because you love the Kipper so much. Oh. Coffin, it could be a funeral, but it's definitely an ending to a situation. They're going to want to try and come back and speak, darling dears. It's like that children's tale about, I think it was a chicken, or was it the fox? I can't remember. Somebody wanted to bake bread and nobody wanted to help. But when the bread was made, everybody turned up for a slice and they couldn't have none. Right? Continue to focus on your distant horizons. What they tried to hold you down by being in the lack mentality around the feeble-minded that never supported you. People that were emotionally torturous and tormenting to you, darling dears. Time to keep your eyes on the sky. Keep moving, darling dears. What you're seeking is seeking you. Love is his Gemini energy on a 6. You've got the 3, 6, and a 9 out here. Continue to focus on your work, which you did, darling dears. You focused on your work. A stitch in time saves 9. You may even be a seamstress. Yeah, focus on your work. Look at them talking about you. These false people and their false allegations. come through who? The Most High. What did I say? When they're doing all of that shit and trash talking about you still, you who's minding your own business, you who's not coming back, because great fortune is on your side, darling dears. God is sitting down and listening, going, oh, that's what you're choosing to do with your time, eh? Listen, all they do is think about you. If it wasn't for you, they wouldn't get up. And it is definitely family members. You're no longer on their level. You bossed up. That's on a 6, making the right choices. On that note, I drops me mic. To love to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks. Thank you very much for your continued support of me in this channel. If you'd like a personal read, please hit me up in the Gmail. All of my intel is in the description box below. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, cat. Cat, cat.
How you came to be is no longer a mystery. Like sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I bet if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' projection to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big cat, the Most High, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big cat moving silence. Only time you speak is to say checkmate.